Well, moving on, next part here of this essay that I'm reading. Please refer to my previous parts of this particular essay. I just wanted to add, of course, the matrix, the so-called matrix, also involves not only let's say the destruction of a prolonged attention span. It also incorporates basically a similar tactic in prolonging an attention span, which works in their favor. And so what you hear in your corporate news and so on prolongs that project. So moving on. If popular prosperity could be sacrificed, there were many obvious ways Western capital could have been made more competitive. Production could be moved overseas to low-wage areas, allowing domestic unemployment to rise. Unions could be attacked and wages forced down, and people could be pushed into temporary and part-time jobs without benefits. Regulations governing corporate behavior could be removed. Corporate and capital gains taxes could be reduced, and the revenue losses could be taken out of the public service budgets. Public infrastructures could be privatized, the services reduced to cut costs, and then they could be milked for easy profits while they deteriorated from neglect. Now remind you, this article was written years ago, not today. Not today. So, these are the very policies and programs launched during the Reagan-Thatcher years in the US and in Britain. They represent a systematic project of increasing corporate growth at the expense of popular prosperity and welfare. Such a real agenda would have been completely unpopular, and a corresponding matrix reality had to be set up and was fabricated for public consumption. The matrix reality used the terms like deregulation, reduced taxes, and privatization, but around them was a woven economic policy and mythology. The old failed laissez-faire doctrine of the 1800s was reintroduced with the help of Milton Friedman's Chicago School of Economics, and less government became the proud modern theme in America and Britain. Sensible regulations that had restored financial stability after the Great Depression and had broken up anti-competitive monopolies such as the Rockefeller Trust and AT&T, no, all gone. So, in the new matrix reality, all regulations were considered bureaucratic interference. Reagan and Thatcher preached the virtues of individualism and promised to get government off people's backs. That individuals were to get more money and freedom, but in reality, the prime benefits would go to corporations and wealthy investors. The academic term for laissez-faire economics is economic liberalism. Liberalism. And hence the Reagan-Thatcher revolution has become known as the neoliberal revolution. Actually, it has nothing to do with liberty whatsoever, except for the elites, which have been liberated to be able to do anything they want. It brought a radical change in actual reality by returning to the economic philosophy that led to sweatshops, corruption, robber baron monopolies in the 19th century. It brought an equally radical change in matrix reality, a complete reversal in the attitude that was projected regarding government. Government policies had always been criticized in the media, but the institution of government had always been respected, reflecting a sort of traditional bond between capitalism and nationalism. With Reagan, we had a sitting president telling us that government itself was a bad thing. Many of us have agreed with him, but such a sentiment has never before found any official favor. Soon British and American populations were beginning to applaud the destruction of the very democratic institutions that provided their only hope for participation in the political process. Ending this segment and moving on to globalization and world government. That's the next segment of this essay.